Let's take a look at how to access the learning screens in some of the e-learning courses. So we can either scroll down to find the buttons of the courses that we've enrolled on, or we can use the My Courses link at the top of the page, which is often easier. So I'm going to go into just a simple mechanical course for the time being. When we get to the course, you can see we've got some navigation and administration options on the left hand side, so we can look at grades and things like that. Or if I scroll down here, you can see these little packages, which we think of as packages of learning, or lessons if you like. So each of these is a different lesson. And the idea is that you simply work your way down from the top, cover all of the lessons, take the quiz, and if you get a good result, take a certificate. And then you even have an option to contribute into your CPD, your continuing professional development, by following this link down here. But let's have a look at one of the courses first of all. And incidentally, these numbers match the associated textbook if you've got one. So we just click on the link here, and at this point it asks us, or it tells us how many attempts we've had before, and we just need to say enter to get into the course. Now you can see that what happens at this point is we get a list of all the learning screens within this particular package of learning. We can just scroll down to have a look. And if necessary, a useful button this time is the hide blocks. So if we hide the blocks over on the left hand side there, you can see how it fills the screen and seems to work a little bit better in that way. So if we just pull it to there, that's working quite nicely. So the lesson starts off with some objectives. Then we move on to an introduction in the lesson and a little video, and some sound comes on here too. Move on to the next screen like this. Okay, I've just muted the sound off there if you could hear it at all, but you can see one of the things here as we go through each screen, the sound on almost every screen, and it puts a little tick in a box as you complete things all the way down to the bottom. A few of the things you can do on some of these screens, these are what we think of as our traditional learning screens. A nice option, you can right click and zoom in on some of these if you want to look at the details of, in this case, the internal components of an engine. We can right click, zoom back out again. There are a few different options here which we'll go through another time, but finally on here it's also possible to zoom out or zoom in a little bit on the page so that we can just get everything fitting nicely. Okay, so we just keep working our way down the screens one step at a time. Here's an assignment that we have to carry out, and then we're back into looking at some different learning. And on these screens, clicking the T button will bring out the text associated with the screen, and that's the same text that the narrator is reading out. And we can even zoom in on that if you wish. Okay, zoom back out again, and that's it. So accessing the learning screen. So start at the top, work your way down to the bottom, and as you get right down to the bottom of the screens, you'll find that there's an assessment that you can do when you get to the bottom. But accessing the screens like that is easy. At any time, you can come back out of the learning. So if I just go clicking here to take me back to the course, if I go back into the course now and click enter once again, you can see that it's remembered where I'd got to last time, so that I know to carry on at this point. And that's it, accessing the learning screens.